big, beautiful blank canvas that we have in the back of Savio's car right now. We moved the battery to the back seat because down there was very inaccessible, nightmare to jumpstart, charge, do with anything because we did have some electrical issues. We've learned things, mistakes were made. But fortunately, our cradle was wide enough for us to house this big, beautiful PWR.
So big I gotta back up. Hold on, say that again?
Get this big PWR guy in the shot here, all right? This thing is 31 inches by 18.5 inches, which is a beefy boy. So you definitely have to make room in your car for it. Probably won't fit in the front of most cars, but some cars probably. It's got 2 brushless spall fans already attached to it. And
a crazy
like
shroud.
2,400 CFMs a piece from these 16-inch spall fans. So we had some overheating issues with this thing previously. We were running a very skinny, tiny little guy in there. So PWR has our solution. This is the same setup that Dylan Hughes runs in his car, and he never has any overheating issues, and we are now
and Dylan Hughes is also a 1,000 horsepower car.
1,000 horsepower on a BMW engine. If you know anything about BMWs, they overheat. Look at that. Absolute unit. So these are our big fans, comes with the connectors. It already comes with our ports as well. We have smaller ports here for temperature sensors or whatever else you want to run, or if you want to run
and by small,
fittings.
they're literally
yeah, probably 12 AN.
12.
And then these are 20 AN. So these are now for sale on drifthq.com. So if you're looking for something that'll make your car never overheat, assuming that you
never overheat.
Assuming that you've
been hanging out with Donnie too much.
Overheat. Assuming that your car is actually, in good running condition, this is where you want to be. Look at the size of this unit. Oh,
it is huge. Put it in the car, just like hold it in there for perspective for people who know how wide the ass end of it really is. Wow. Wow. It fits perfect.
It's perfect. We figured out we had 34 inches between our rear bash bar extensions. Still leave a little bit of crush room just in case, something happens.
We're definitely gonna move some air. We're gonna need to cut more holes.
So we figured out that you don't actually have to idle your car in grid anymore. What you can do is you can just turn these fans on and it'll actually push your car forward for you, similar to idling.
It's an airboat.
Yeah. And speaking of boats.
Yeah. Oof. Give me a little revvy rev.
For those who know,
that is a beautiful, beautiful
a lot
sound.
of Jay-Z in that thing.
There's a whole lot of Jay-Z in that.
That tire's losing air still.
Yeah, well, Duarte will eventually replace it. But in the meantime, let's get back to this sexy.
Back in action. Good Lord. On a scale of 1 to things you love to see, love to see it.
Literally, it barely fits in here, Joel. Look, that's it. Has 1/8 of an inch. So with redoing the rear mount radiator in Savio's S14, we decided to remove the power steering pump out of the rear of the car. One, it's got like 15 feet worth of hose. It's high pressure, and Chris has informed me that the longer the hose, the more with high pressure, the hotter the fluid gets. So we're gonna shorten it up. We're gonna put it in the front. We have a perfect spot for it up there, which is right next to the power steering cooler. It gets rid of all these lines, and then it also made it to where I could make a nice little block off here because there was the power thing for it right there, the ground for it right here, which kind of prevented my plate from, blocking off all the tire debris that's gonna be flying up this way. The debris, and then also, it brings it up there. It's gonna be a lot nicer. I'm gonna do PTFE. This one we got made for us back in Fort Myers when we were there, and we'll get a little short PTFE one provided by Vibrant. Thank you, boys. And we're gonna get this all cleaned up under here as well. It's been a few years. It hasn't seen a wash in a good while, so we're gonna try and clean it up, make it real nice for them, get everything run back smoothly. If there's any self-tappers that I find in between now and then, I will be replacing them with nut certs. So recently you guys saw we upgraded his old water pump delete to a Mazier water pump, and we just moved his power steering pump up front, and it is welded, it is painted, it is mounted, all of the lines are ran. We ran new PTFE fittings. Thank you, Vibrant, for hooking us up with those, and we just add fluid to it basically.
Fluid and then do some wiring. But we are currently on hiatus about switching this chassis harness over to a PDM, doing a lot of better upgrades for it because it is still kind of on the old-fashioned way that we used to do things. Now there's technology that we can actually incorporate. So
yeah, we're very excited about this. We get to actually dress it up a little bit more, you know, shorten it up, make more room back there for all the radiator activities.
But we really want to build new headers for it.
Yeah. Leave a comment for Savio. Tell him to get rid of these crusty old headers and let Cricket make him long tube custom boys for this car.
Cricket's been dying to make a set of headers since he made that rotary manifold.
Yeah, come on. I'm a peacock captain. You gotta let me fly on this one. So leave Savio a comment. Say your headers are crusty. Get some new ones.
So one of you guys in the comments was asking about more information on Savio's 408 build. So it is pretty much everything from Texas Speed. We built a high compression NA setup. It has the Texas Speed LS3 L92 heads. We have the AccuFab throttle body with the Edelbrock Super Victor intake. I think it's 14-to-1 compression or so. Makes about 600 horsepower, all motor on a good day. The ARC wiring for the majority of the chassis, just for regular control functions like headlights, turning on the ECU, cranking the starter, and everything like that. Dog box, Winters, DSS axles, FDF front, FDF grip kit in the rear. We got the whole billet kit on the front and the back of the car. Now we added some more goodies to it. It's always been on electric power steering setup. That is a Volvo pump, actually. And that same pump has been in this car and his previous car for a long time. Like I think we probably got like 5 years on the same pump, so that thing's been a trooper. We'll see if it does better or worse in the front of the car, because it used to be all the way back there. We did have some heating issues with the car previously. We tried messing with a couple different things, changing water pumps and stuff like that. All still seem to be pretty consistent. So now what we're changing is putting a big old radiator in the back of it, because this thing, it produces a lot of heat, and when you bore over factory motors, they're going to produce more heat regardless, because now you're making the cylinder walls thinner, so the coolant is closer to the combustion chamber. We're going to see if this big radiator and those ridiculous fans that we put in this thing are going to make a difference, and it should. It should definitely make a big difference.
CFMs.
All the CFMs. Not to mention we pretty much filled up the entire back of the car with a radiator now, so.
Smells good too.
Hello, Adam.
Hello.
What are we working on here?
We're connecting the diff controller to the CAN bus network of the car. So basically what we want to do is we want to have a PT CAN connected to the diff controller. So basically the closest and easiest way to wire this is to get to the fuel pump CAN bus, because this goes all the way to the transmission in ECU, and you have messages that tell you which mode the car is actually operating in, so we can easily get all the data that we need in this connector and off to the diff controller.
By splicing into there, he will be able to have its own little connection into the network that the vehicle has for all this weird futuristic communication.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. And then from back here, he's gonna have 12 volts going into the diff controller, probably directly from the battery right now. But
through the fuse.
Oh, through the fuse.
Remember, kids, never use unfused connections. That usually ends up really badly.
Then Adam, you're saying maybe it would be possible to make a patch harness, so this would be a plug-and-play solution.
So
in the
right
future?
now we're cutting into the wires that go to the fuel pump. But if anyone knows where can I get the plugs and sockets for this connector, then it will be possible to make a patch harness, so we don't have to cut any wires. Just plug into the patch harness, plug patch harness into the controller of pump, and then have the flying lead to the diff controller. That would be much easier for us and for any customers.
we're inside the car with Adam now, and I hear a loud clunk from the back after he's pushing these buttons. What's that mean?
So we set up the diff controller, so when we go to Sport Plus, you basically have full lock on the wheels, and when you go out of the Sport Plus, you have open diff.
But you mentioned that clunking.
Right now it's just full on, that's not really good for the motor and for the diff controller, so we have to dial it down just a tiny bit.
As you keep doing it, saying it's gonna burn out.
Not to burn out the one driver that we have.
All right, stop doing it.
Why?
To not burn out the one driver that we have.
One of two.
So I'm pretty sure you guys aren't gonna be able to hear it over the really loud fuel pump, but pushes the button.
Yeah. Sport Plus.
And then we watch the little ramp thing there go on
And now
go off. All right, we're underneath the car. He's gonna push the button. Well, good job, Adam. I told this man like an hour ago to do this, and he already got it done. It's been about an hour. I told you had until 5:30. It's 5. You have 30 minutes to spare.
Good.
Good stuff.
Then I can now drive the car.
And check if it has a lock differential when you turn.
Oh yeah.
No way, it's gonna chirp the tires.
Hmm?
It's gonna chirp the tires, you know.
Probably. I hope so. You want to try? It's locked.
It's locked.
Yeah.
Turn. Go the other way. It's like we're in a nice family vehicle. We only have 2 pedals. And it's chirping. Now it's open. That's crazy.
That's a welded diff sound. Now unlock it. Hell yeah! All right.
It locks. It locks. Lock and unlock. No, on.
Why do you guys never tell me when you're driving my car? The hell, man?
We're testing it out for you. Yeah, Burnout HQ. He finished testing by 5:30 as well. I gave him the goal of finishing this by 5:30.
And he did it. Nice job. Up top. So we want to give a special shout out to OEM Garage. They were formerly Just Some Parts. They were the ones that hooked us up with that sweet M4 rear end, rear subframe and everything. That way it was able for Adam to make possible our locking diff, as you just saw. So now we have a locking diff that you can party mode or drive like a granny, go around corners, not make it go skirt, 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 skirt.
And I'll tell you, that's the first time I actually rode in the car driving around, like the shifting and everything. If you keep that thing out of boost, like that is like the most chill, quiet, comfortable car. The shifting just feels like a stock car. And then, I mean, I don't know what it feels like under boost, but like the diff locking thing, like you can definitely feel the difference when that thing starts to spice up. But like we got like right at the threshold of boost because we're still, you know, not tuned yet, but
We
love
don't want
to see
to
it.
blow up the engine.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
That's your partner's job.
Get it tuned first. And then we're going to go do shenanigans. But once again, special shout out to Adam, our boys from HTG, and OEM Garage. Go give them a follow and a shout. And also, you know, HTG. Adam doesn't have his own social media yet. We're going to talk him into it, folks.
Yeah.
We've been watching the comments. We know that you guys want to talk to him.
So you can berate him with questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know what the hell he's doing.
I think Adam should close this video.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So like, follow, subscribe.
Now you
Yeah.
got a kick. Yeah. We got him.
Mitt.
Perfect.
Boys now. Now
We can never get anybody to do it.
Yeah, no one else will do it. Do you need a beer now? Here. You want this one or you want a city?
You can celebrate that one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there we go.
What the fuck?
What the fuck just happened? I don't know. But you gotta be. That's what happened.